and Tannehill are very comparable coming out of college. He was super athletic and ran around down there in Tampa and had to because he was on a terrible teams down there. He got beat up as he got older by the time he got to the Ravens and couldn't move around. But coming out of college, he was a very athletic quarterback, very athletic. People forget that Trent Dilfer, that's why he was taken in the first round. He wasn't no damn scrub as an athlete coming out of college or quarterback. Quit giving me those faces just because you don't like the guy.
Trent Dilfer is, he's the best handoffer in the NFL. That's what he is. Jamal Lewis, you had Jermaine Lewis.
It was a different era, too, I hate to say it, a much different era.
It was 2000. It's not like it was 3 decades ago.
Do you know that we've had 4 major rule changes since then that have made it the scoring off differential and offenses and yardage is so much different? Like, stop that, dude. You can't be like that.
Brad Johnson's the same thing. Brad Johnson carried by a defense, carried by Brad
Johnson. Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer. Nope, sorry. Nope.
Guys, for the sake of Indianapolis, they are pretty stingy against fantasy running backs, only giving up about 13.8 points per game. So we'll see if the Henry train can get going today or not. Otherwise, I think A.J. Brown has the highest ceiling for the Titans. He's the only one I would feel good about playing today. On the Colts side of the ball, it's rough. I mean, Jonathan Williams, you got to roll with him because he's been doing pretty well these past couple weeks. 20 carries, 100-plus yards in each game. So I like Jonathan Williams. Other than that, I mean, it's dart throws with Zach Pascal and Jack Doyle and maybe even Mo Alley Cox.
Woo! All right, before we get to the next game, it is time to take a break and pay the bills, man. So we will be right back in about 3 minutes. And if you haven't had enough of our banter tonight, you want to visit NFL Addictions on Facebook.com for all of your NFL banter and chatter. It's not a trash talk site, so keep it clean and keep it cordial. That's NFL Addictions on Facebook.com. And if you still got an itch to scratch when you're done with that, you want to visit Raz Addictions on Facebook.com for their version of the raffle for all kinds of cool prizes, even a chance at winning some cash. You buy a $10 raffle ticket for a chance at winning $100. That's a chance at making 10 times your money. It don't get any better than that. That's Raz Addictions on Facebook.com for a chance at all kinds of cool prizes. Tell them what you've won, Dave.
I've won everything from tailgating barbecue sets. That I have a Packers one that I won, folks, for $400. I put $40 down on the spot. I won it, and it was out of 20 spots. It's really worth it. I've also won helmets that are signed. I've won banners that are signed. I've won memorabilia rings. I've won footballs that are signed and other Packers knickknacks because that's my team. But go ahead and check them out. Cheap, affordable prices for certified, authentic stuff.
That's Raz Addictions on Facebook.com. Go there, play, and win. And as always, you can follow us on Twitter at First and Goal Pod, myself at UPJ33, Dave is at Steak and Cheese, and the fantasy wonder himself, Dillon, at Dillon Busby1. Email us at firstandgoalpodcast@yahoo.com with all your football and Packer questions and comments, and you just might find yourself making the show live. That's firstandgoalpodcast@yahoo.com. All right, men, it's Movember. Grow your facial hair out to bring awareness to prostate cancer. It affects just as many men as breast cancer affects women. We need to bring awareness. So grow out your facial hair, and if you already have facial hair, shape and shave it in a different way. Have some fun with it. So everybody knows if you're 35 or older, it's time to have your prostate checked. Again, it's Movember, Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. So men, grow out that facial hair, shape and shave it in a different, unique way to bring awareness. It's an important thing. We all need to have it done. So get on board and have some fun with it.
Louise.
Just saw the Myles Garrett home run hit.
All right, we are back, folks. And
Pittsburgh started it.
Freddie's right.
All right, back into the games.
Guys, here we
By the way,
go.
I just want to bring this up. Trent Dilfer, 12 touchdowns, 11 interceptions that year, and he only started 11 games. A boom!
My Philadelphia
that was back when 18 and 20 interception seasons were considered okay for a starting quarterback. So,
hey,
again, different era.
The Birds, okay?
The Eagles?
My Philadelphia Eagles will be flying high today. Welcome to Miami. They will be going down to South Florida. Taking on Ryan Fitzmagic and the boys. Philadelphia
what are they favored by?
10.5 points. You got a 45. Yes, I love it. And that's with injuries. You got a 45.5 point over-under. Unfortunately, in this game, Jordan Howard is going to be on the sidelines with a shoulder injury, and a developing storyline is Zach Ertz and his hamstring right now. He's going to test it out pregame, guys, but he is, as Dave would say, a true game-time decision. If you are the Zach Ertz owner, hopefully you've had time to pivot to Dallas Goedert, get him on your bench in case you got to make the switch, or someone else like a Jacob Hollister on Monday night, because you may not have Ertz today. For the Dolphins, a lot of DBs banged up, which is not good considering you already have Xavier Howard on IR. So that makes the return of Nelson Aguilar and Alshon Jeffrey that much more interesting. Recently, the Eagles made Lane Johnson the highest paid tackle in the league, giving him an extension. They did the same for Brandon Brooks earlier in the season, drafted Andre Dillard in the draft in the first round this year. So Eagles certainly looking to fortify that offensive line in front of their stud quarterback, Carson Wentz. This one's going to be an interesting one the way it plays out today, guys. With Jordan Howard out, obviously Miles Sanders is going to get the bulk of the work in the backfield, but don't be surprised if the J train makes a visit to the end zone today.
A little motivation after Miami let him go, because that's the first time that they played him, I believe, since they let him go. So it would not surprise me to see Mr. Ajayi
Really?
go off.
Why should Jay Ajayi be pissed at the Miami Dolphins? They traded him that year when they're a shit team that wasn't going to win anything and hasn't won anything. He gets to go up to Philly, go into a great situation behind a great offensive line, and goes on to win a Super Bowl. Don't give me this freaking revenge game. If anything, he should go down there and be kissing their ass and thanking them that they traded his ass to a good situation and got him a Super Bowl ring and even was able to sniff what winning was even like.
Listen, in life, when you upgrade partners, whether you're a girl or a guy, you don't go back to your ex and say, oh, here's a gift card because I'm doing so much better now. You flash it in their face. You put pictures on Facebook, Instagram, anything you can do to show them, hey, I'm better now and you're not because of it.
Whammy!
That's exactly.
There's no revenge factor in that, though. The motivation is to gloat, but I'm sorry, if he goes down there and gloats, he's going to get punched in the mouth and probably blow a knee out.
You're right.
The punch in the mouth. Mason Rudolph is just on camera. Hey-o. J Train goes off for not 2, but 3 touchdowns today.
Oh, it's broken in half.
Oh, my God.
No, you're right, Jay. For the most part, revenge game narratives do get overblown. But I think the bottom line that people can agree on is, for the most part, when a player plays his former team, his current team has an extra incentive to put him in there in goal line situations to where they might not normally be, just to give that little dig, salt in the wound.
Well, fantasy value-wise, he's relevant. But, yeah, the rest of it, overblown. Okay, so did you guys pick this game?
Oh, I'm taking not only my Eagles to win, my Eagles are going to cover, baby. 21-10.
That's barely covering.
21
to they're only going to put up 21 with this stellar Hall of Fame already quarterback.
Yeah, you get to halftime, you're up 3 touchdowns, and then you bring in old Nate Sudfeld or Josh McCown, just, sit on it.
Oh, because Carson Wentz definitely doesn't need the game reps to prove that he actually can still play consistently.
I mean, you can get practice squad reps that are equal to Miami Dolphins reps.
For one, put some respect on his name. It's going to be 28-21 Eagles. I don't think they cover. I think Ryan Fitzmagic shows up today
How dare
Deshaun
you?
Jackson's going to be in the same building as Ryan Fitzpatrick's today, baby. He's going to steal his jacket, his chains. It's back on.
Okay, guess what? That makes me the lone wolf because, folks, this is the upset of the week. The Eagles fall to the Miami Dolphins for their third win of the season.
What is in your coffee this morning? Is that Dill for now the Dolphins?
27. 27. The Eagles. And I'm going to tell you why they're going to lose. Because Carson Wentz will once again show that for some reason his mechanics have just that foundation, like we talked about last night with Dave, somebody took a sledgehammer to it, and he does not know how to hit the broadside of a barn with nobody around him. And if there's anybody that's shown that he sees dead people lately, it's freaking Carson Wentz.
Okay, I don't want to spend too long on this, but here's what I'll say about
Of course,
Carson
because someone insulted Wentz. I don't want to spend too long. 5-minute rant.
No, for real.
And by the way,
when
you
it comes
told
to-
me preseason that Carson Wentz was the number one overall fantasy quarterback going to
Oh,
be
Dillon
in
ain't
the
his pro
whole
on
league.
that. He said it last
Oh,
week.
God.
I would have
I
loved
missed
to
it,
see.
though.
I would have loved to seen a fully healthy wide receiver core, including Deshaun Jackson this season. So I'll say that. But listen, you can say what you want. Carson Wentz certainly has missed throws, certainly holds on to the ball too long at times. However, you cannot pick this man's mechanics apart, okay? He stands in the pocket tall. He holds his elbows
I
high
can
to his helmet.
absolutely.
Both hands on the ball at all times.
Do you know
and
that there's
always sets his
footwork
feet
where your
before he
hips
throws.
are, where your hands are, how to look guys off? Like, there's more to mechanics
needs
than
to do
putting
Dak
two hands on the
Prescott's hip
ball and
swivel
holding it in the
mechanism.
right damn place. Like, there's a lot to quarterbacking and it's a lot of lower body, and his lower body looks like I did the first day I walked into my gym and went and boxed, and they looked at me and they said, "What in the hell are you doing with your feet, son?"
We've got two spectators here who've never played quarterback beyond JV level. So I don't want to hear either of us trying to say we know what Carson Wentz is seeing. But mechanic-wise, he certainly is damn near as perfect as you can be.
Oh, God. Oh, that is... If I had, like, a super fail horn, I would play it right now, but I don't.
Jay, he doesn't throw off balance. He doesn't fumble the ball ever. The guy's mechanics are spectacular. Certainly, he misses throws at times, and he holds on to the ball too long and gets sacked. Those are the two bugaboos for Wentz for me.
The only reason I want Wentz to come out and smash Jay's prediction is just because he just took Miami. In that aspect, I'm going to laugh so hard if Carson goes off for like 4 touchdowns today. Not saying I'm agreeing with either of you. I'm just saying took Miami over Philly, man. Come on.
When the strong side defensive end comes
They
around.
have won 2 games this year, right? They are capable of winning. Okay.
I mean,
Any given Sunday. That's why it's called the upset of the week, because it's nobody else is going to predict it. And
here's what I will say. With Aguilar and Jeffrey being banged up these last couple of weeks, I do predict Devontae Parker to be the most productive wide receiver to come out of this matchup.
Mills is probably going to be on him, or is it going to be Darby?
Either way, Mills bites on double moves, and Darby, I don't know, gets lost sometimes. I don't know what he does, but yeah, Parker should be a good play this week. I don't like Kalen Ballage, obviously, because Philadelphia's run defense is so good. Fitzpatrick will be decent, but no one you should depend on, and that's that for fantasy.
What about Mike Gesicki, Icky? Do you think he goes up? I've seen a couple tight ends have a good couple games against y'all.
I'm not going to doubt Gesicki anymore. We've shit on him enough, and he finally got his touchdown last week. So if you're in a bind, tight end is one of the most unpredictable positions in all of fantasy football. So if you have Gesicki, then hell, throw him out there, because at this point in the season, it's hard to do better.
Oh, start Greg Olsen today. He'll have 2 touchdowns. Nope, Mo Alley Cox goes off for 4. You never know with tight ends, folks.
All right, guys, we got another battle. This one's an in-state rivalry. It never really pans out because they're in 2 different conferences, but you've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Jacksonville, not very far, to take on these Jaguars. Guys, I don't know about you.
This is going to be a high-scoring game. These games are always high-scoring right here.
This could be a high-scoring game for sure, but how less sexy is this Jaguars team with Nick Foles instead of Minshew?
i.e., Tom Coughlin warning that there's going to be